Well, I'm back again, and it seems like some people stayed. Um, so what I was saying, I don't think I lost all my chat there. Sorry, guys, I lost the chat. I was thrown by not being able to see my face move. I was talking about how politics has been the sham that has been politics. Um, hey, Ricardo, thanks for hanging in there. I was talking about how the politics had been just on Astro King's point about was it Gordon Brown before Theresa May? No, it wasn't. There was a whole interim government or a hung government or whatever they called it, a coalition of the Liberal Democrats and the Conservatives, and they used that as a tool for either getting the Conservatives to do things that they previously promised they wouldn't do because they were forced to, or getting the Liberal Democrats to you know to agree to things that they promised they'd never do, like tuition fees and so on for university students. So they came in, the Conservatives with their little lapdogs, came in under a cloud where the Labour had spent all the country's money and gotten the country into a whole lot of bad financial decisions and so on. This is what they tell people, and then and then and so they're so by that point the electorate is like so angry with the Labour Party. They want someone else, but they don't want the Conservatives. So you end up with this sort of hung situation. And then over the last, what's it, 10 years, I suppose now, what Cameron comes in and does all the things that he does, and he leaves in a huff and under a cloud, and so they get May, who then goes through a general election, and has now become so unpopular with the Brexit thing, or has been so unable to do anything because of the whatever squabbling and this and that the electorate are once again vexed, and now being left with having to let the party choose a new leader for them. And I suspect with the plan to bring Labour back in eventually, but it really doesn't matter because they're constantly going in the same kind of direction. And whether or not Brexit was simply used as a tool to waste a few more years, it feels to me like that. Okay, it feels to me like all of this is about wasting your time, wasting your energy, your precious vital life energy and your lifetime on things that are never going to, or by design, never going to improve. One might argue that you get a small benefit here if they agree to build a bridge that shortens your distance to another town or a work or something but something like that, or there might be a windfall of income for your city or your town, which is used to regenerate a particular area, which might mean you end up getting a little bit more work for a while. But I think this is all stuff that's it's all robbing from Peter to pay Paul, and it is all a corrupt system. But you could kind of Max Egan your way over the next 10 years and just be calling it out as this corrupt system and it's bad and it's this and it's that. But I just heard my little boy. But but the but the but this is maybe never meant to go away until, as I said in the earlier video that got the stream that got a cut, was that if it does go away, it'll go away because it has to, because too many people have come awake or whatever. It'll continue to have people fight over, a little civil war here and there is all good for business, but if it goes away, it's about where are you when that happens. Where are you, heart, mind, and soul. And it doesn't need to be a place. I don't think it needs to be a place on the earth. It needs to be a place in your heart, which is an anagram for the earth. So, I'm pretty direct with people like Dolly when she comes on about this is, even my friend Roxanne. This is a maybe it's your life path. I'm not in a position to pass any judgment on that, but it is my responsibility to tell my friends and family and those that I care about that these are distractions. Just like the globe is a distraction from the truth, just like religion, Christianity is a distraction from the truth of who and what we are. You just have to look at the fighting. You just have to look at the squabbling between groups to realize that these are all distractions. And I won't squabble over Q or Donald Trump. I will say that they're part of the show. That's what they are. And whether you love or hate them, actually is just designed. I think it's about taking a neutral place on these things. I'm just rubbing these scabs on my leg. I did a bit of charity work at the beginning of the week, and a lady whose garden hadn't been tended to for a while, and I ended up scratching up my legs quite a bit. Now the scabs are pickable. According to this, there's no one here. But hey, Mark, I've just had a video of yours drop on my news feed to say that something about don't hate the Jews. You're right. This isn't about the Jews. I mean, there's a guy who wants to talk to me all the time. What's his name? I won't say it anyway, but he wants to talk to me all the time about this from a Christian point of view, and the building of the third temple in Jerusalem at the site of the Al-Aqsa Mosque. I happened to visit the Dome of the Rock, actually, some years ago. But, I think what's going on in Iran, Israel, the Golan Heights, what's been going on in the Middle East for the last decades, it's all by design, of course, and it's all to bring about a certain event. So let's just say, I'm hypothesizing right now, okay, just a bit like gravity, but let's just say that this third world war that they predict and want us to think about and so on is going to come about because the majority of people, as is predicted, foretold, the majority of people are deceived. And I don't just mean those people who still think Q is real and Donald Trump is a hero. I mean that the squabblers over their Islam and their Judaism and their Christianity, and those that are sort of sitting in their shwami villages in the hills, these people are not necessarily going to be. Where was I going with that? These people are going to be, and I mean that many of the Abrahamic faith. I can't connect this quite so well to the other side. But on the Abrahamic faith side of things, these people are going to be so caught up in a third world war, if you think about it, right? If it's based around the protection or the existence of Israel, and all of that Jewish fanfare, and the bringing about of the Christ coming, or the second coming in the case of the Christian version, people are going to be lost in that, and they're going to be caught up in it in a way that's soulfully not what's intended for us. And I say that knowing that, I wish it were otherwise. It is what's written, that the majority will be deceived. So I'm not going to mourn that, because the more I mourn it, the more I hold myself in that low state of, oh my God, what a terrible outcome. The more I contribute to that, or the more I'm connected to that. And the more I'm connected to that, the less I'm able to hold to something that's more real. Because remember, this is all construct. The war that I was in, the battles that I was in, they were construct. Yes, physically, boys and men were standing on one side and others on the other side and firing things at each other, but it's not what we're here for. It's not what we're here for. I one of Enoch, Adam, dialectic. Says, hi Enoch. Adam says, may your good works advance you on the path you walk, and blessings him how is from above in the midst of it all. Yeah, you wonder sometimes whether, because we have this compassionate, loving kind of desire for everybody to achieve the gold star, the ticket to ride, whatever it is. But we realize that that's not happening this time around. But hope that actually eventually everybody is given that opportunity. However, the everybody that is the billions of people that apparently inhabit this earth may only actually represent, or they may represent only like, a number of deities or higher energies on the sort of stepping stones up towards the Most High. Which is why sometimes people can feel like perhaps they know each other because they might be from the same deity's sort of origin, yeah? So, maybe there's an element of, do we need to worry too much about, or think too much about that kind of, that other people are not on that path, or may not find their way, or maybe on my path, I may only get halfway up the path and get distracted by something, or not find what I need to know. But I'm becoming more and more certain that I will know what I need to know in the fullness of time. I will simply get to know it. And if I'm not meant to know something, or if I'm not meant to attain something on this sojourn here, then so be it, But if I fear that and I'm frightened of that outcome, then I'm becoming too invested in this material kind of version of who I am and what this is. I have to trust and have faith in this, the Most High, or the creation, or nature. I have to have faith in that. There is a higher purpose. I think we're living that out, and whatever your place is in it, whether you're Theresa May or Theresa May not, Oh, and, or just the guy down the road who is just plodding about his kind of job for the telecom company, or whatever, and gonna sit it out, and 65 will retire, and still vote and still contribute and so on into this energetic system. Then let that be. Let that be. I think to know how to respond and to know what to do next, obviously it requires for there to be a stillness and a hearing of the inner voice, a cleanness of the body and the mind, so that we can hear the inner voice, and all the fluff that the politics brings, all the distraction that the TV brings, all these things are really holding us back from hearing that inner voice. Hey, Nicholas, nice to see you. Thanks. And Rambo, thanks for stopping by, bro. Astro King, do you think that Trump is a non-politician and he cares for the people? You may not like to hear me say this, my friend, but for me, he could be a child he could be a literal physical son of Adolf Hitler. He is so connected to this system. There is no distinction in my mind between him and Adolf Hitler, or no difference. Truly, my friend. I was next to a statue of Churchill the other day, and was reminded of how we see him. The British people see him. Many see him as an icon, as a great leader, and so on. And yet, he sent boys to die in their millions, and he contributed to the death of millions in the same way as Hitler. But we're given Hitler in his strange-sounding German accent and funny moustache and Heil Hitler and all that sort of stuff, and we're given him as, he's the archetype bad guy. But it just depends on which side of the camp you're living on, whether you see these guys as the bad guys. So to a Muslim dude who's in Afghanistan, Trump is a criminal. Trump is a criminal. And he's committing war crimes in their countries, as did Barack Osama. I mean, Obama bin Laden. I mean, Barack Obama. So no, Astro, dude. Hey, is that the little boy? Hey, Zizi. I won't be able to continue this much longer. I think he might be needing more of my attention. Huh? No, it's worth reminding you. I mean, I've seen you around a lot, Astro King, and I consider you to be a guy who's got to be wise. But really, if you think that Trump is legit, then friend, you've still got much to learn. Sorry to put you down like that. I don't mean to, I do it respectfully. I don't imagine how anyone's deep in can still be thinking, believing in, you know what I mean, in the political system. Remember, the Democratic Party and the Republican Party are the left leg and the right leg of the same beast. What kind of beast do you think is going to allow some little insect called Donald Trump to come and infect the entire beast? He He can run the leg from the outside, but he may not. He's definitely not going to infect the beast at all. You know, like Theresa May was sold as like, a female politician would bring, a certain whatever. Barack Osama. I mean, Obama bin Laden. I mean, Barack Obama was sold as, like, he got like 97% of the black folks out to vote because they really finally thought that now politics had a chance. And I did too. I thought that, oh, wow, black dude, he'll, what's he going to do for Kenya and places like that where he's come from? But it turns out that, he's just another puppet. But if it suits you to think that, Obama was just the puppet, but the guy that I chose, that's such a redneck view, man. It's really, I can't believe that people still think like this. What does it take? What will it take? Even if he came out and said that the Earth is flat, even if he did that now, not coming up with his fake Space Force, and if he came out and said the Earth is flat, I'd still not retract what I've just said about Donald Trump. His surname was Drumpf. Yeah, that's a German surname. He's propped up by Jewish money. If you think that he's like some fantastic businessman because you've seen him on that TV show, you're still sold you're still sold on Hollywood. You're still believing the Hollywood bollocks. No, you can't, my friend. Astro King, you seem like a guy who's, you know what I mean? But you're no king if you think that Trump is your master, Trump is your leader, Trump is going to save your ass. Obama was going to close Guantanamo Bay. If Guantanamo Bay is real, it's still there, right? 8 years after 8 years of presidency. Your boy Trump was going to arrest, and jail Hillary Clinton, right? What about the vaccines thing? In 2014, Trump is saying vaccines are terrible, and we know of people getting autism from vaccines. And now he's allowing for the forçation of everybody to have vaccines. No, you guys this is not just about Astro. You've got to know that this is a message to all of you to stop buying the bullshit. What is being presented to you in the media is bullshit, all of it. Your entire fabric of your life is a facade. And I don't mean that to be angry. I mean that to be truthful, to say your entire reality that has been created for you is a show. The whole world's a stage, and everybody upon it is an actor. And these actors are designed to keep you away from finding yourself. Waiting for a hero, you gotta search for the hero inside yourself. Yeah, you gotta find that hero inside yourself. That's where it'll come from. The hero will come from within, and not without, not from with the system. Allow the system to do what it has to do. You don't need to go and fight the system. You need to fight the idea. You need to fight these ideas that are in you, that the system is going to save you. The system's not important. We don't need the system. We've got to walk away from it. And my little boy wants me. What do you want, baby? Canada sounds like a nice place to live, by the way. Thanks. Yeah. Oh, yeah, the Persian girl. Yeah, I mean, you see, even the Ayatollahs of Persia, I think that's all part of this, Anyway, I'm going to have to go, guys, because my little boy wants me. Nice chatting, and I hope to catch up with you again soon. Take care, and, no offense, friends, just truth and love. Yeah, and don't be buying the bollocks, man. If you're buying the bollocks, remember what I'm saying. It's there as a screen to keep you away from the truth of who and what we are. This is to be a divine arising and awakening, but not if you believe in the toilet